All right, so these Jordans are super old, but they're super awesome. It's a shoe that I personally really love that most of you won't. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today, we got a detailed look and review on something super old and super amazing. I don't know if you guys remember these, but if you do, join me in saying, man, these are pretty. So first things first, I did want to just give a big thank you and shout out to our follower that actually supplied these to us. He was cleaning out his closet and he was like, bro, I got a couple of pairs of shoes that I think you're gonna love. And he just wanted to gift them to me. I tried to pay for them and he would not let me. He did allow me to pay for shipping. So, you know, there we go. But these bad boys right here are the Jordan 12.5, one of many within the 0.5 series that was supposed to be an in-between model between signature models for MJ himself. So it was like a hypothetical thing where you got the Jordan 12, gorgeous and amazing. You got the Jordan 13, also gorgeous, also amazing. But what if you blended the two together and created the 12.5? Now this is the box that they came in. These, believe it or not, when shoes would come in these boxes, we thought this was fancy. I know that it's not fancy anymore, considering that they do like color matching and old school boxes and the fancy Alma Maniere packaging and all that kind of stuff. But back in the day, when you saw this chrome Jumpman, man, it was really cool. You had to have been there. Now the shoe itself originally released way back in 2008, and they were released in a slew of different colorways, both heritage colorways that paid homage to the models that they were actually made up from, and brand new colorways like the ones that you had and our daughter had. You just sent me this picture, which first off, can we appreciate that I was wearing Air Jordan 1 lows way back before it was ever popular. Honestly, it was since the original release, not 85 release, but the original retro release since 2004. We talked about that in the white and midnight navy Jordan 1s, where I was just like, man, I missed those. But anyways, our little munchkin right there is actually wearing a pair of these guys right here, but they're low tops, and it was for Valentine's Day, so they had those candy heart things all over the outsole. You have a pair, maybe still. They might be in a box somewhere.
No, they're not in a box because I am terrible at keeping boxes.
No, not that kind of box.
Oh.
I mean in a storage box.
That probably.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy right here was a performance basketball shoe. Like I was saying, a mixed between the Air Jordan 12 and 13. So it's got things from both of them that I just think are just fantastic. The colorways were so good. The materials, not so much, but the tech and for the price, it just beats out anything that they put out today. I'm talking about Nike, Jordan, and whomever. Well, actually, I can't throw in Adidas, Li-Ning, Anta, New Balance. They're all kind of kicking the guy's ass, just to be clear. And I'm talking about price per performance value. But the outsole right here featured a chevron pattern, and I'm not talking about herringbone. It was literally like little chevron logos all over the outsole. I believe they used this on other shoes, and I want to say it was a Chris Paul shoe, but I can't honestly remember. This colorway actually reminds me of the original 0.5 model, which actually was Carmelo Anthony's first signature shoe, which was the Jordan 1.5. We've got reviews on them on the channel somewhere, and that was kind of the same thing. What if the Air Jordan 1 and 2, like there was an in-between model, and then we gave it to this guy who gets tons of buckets over in Denver? So, you know, the colors. But anyways, look at this outsole, dude. This outsole is gorgeous. On top of that, like I was saying, they threw in things that were on the Air Jordan 12. So if we're gonna pull out these OGs right here, see this? That's my favorite part. And I know that some people don't like it, but I love that little ball and hand or arm or whatever sticking out from the toe. I think it's such a cool design feature. It's so weird and so just kind of like, why is that there? That I love it. And they even mimicked the arch plate right here. So while they don't feature the carbon fiber shank that the originals did, they do have a TPU shank, which works just as well. Well, sort of. It's not quite as strong, but still, it's a good thing. And again, they mimicked the whole look of everything. So you got that ribbed cage right there. So not quite as drastic, but still there. And if I take an old pair of 13s and match them up, you can see that those little heel pods are also there. This is design, folks. This is fun. Moving on up, we've got the midsole. The midsole is interesting looking because it looks a little bit like the Air Jordan 12 mixed with a little bit of the Air Jordan 13. Surprise, surprise, I know. So this little hump right here is supposed to mimic one of these little pods right there. I think that's dope. And then right above that, the top line, if you will, which is pretty much the phylon, that mimics the lizard embossed print that was featured on the Air Jordan 12. Oh no, I got more pieces falling off. Every time I touch these, the little plastic things, they just keep coming. They keep coming. But anyways, the lizard embossed print is there. And if you were to move the shoe over, like there's a lot here, but the same thing is like applied to this whole side, the medial side. Not just the midsole itself, but also this material swooping up all in weird ways. Now, like I was saying, the midsole is Phylon, so it's lightweight and it's very comfortable. And then embedded within that is heel and forefoot Zoom Air. It's literally this same exact setup right here, which is literally the same exact setup as these. And this bad boy right here retails, according to the box label, for $144.97.
Wow.
So yeah, under 150, tons of performance features, all the tech that they could fit in there. I'm sorry, Book One, but like, what you doing?
Burn.
Now the insole is this guy right here. It does not look like anything fancy, but it's fluffy and dense at the same time. So it is actually comfortable. This thing does mold to your foot. No, it's not the best insole of all time. And no, they're nowhere near as awesome as those original polyurethane insoles or something like a Move insole, but it was still good, you know, for the price, for the tech, all that stuff. It wasn't bad. Now the materials right here are nothing fancy, nothing to write home about. They do pay homage or tribute to the models that they're comprised of without the premium touch. This is something that will differ between colorways. So some colorways did feature actual leather. The pair that I personally had was the playoff colorway, so that it was black on the toe right here, and then this you know, reflective panel made up of mesh, much like some of the Air Jordan 13s. That was actually leather. And instead of the mesh thing right here, I think they had like the Jordan 20 stuff, you know, the laser print, but it wasn't lasered. It was like all like embossed into there.
To be fair, I feel like the laser stuff is basically doing that.
Well, the
it's
laser,
just not stamped, it's etched.
Right, the laser cuts it into there.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it being lasered. I could be remembering wrong. But either way, I know that I had the playoff colorway. They were white, black, a little bit of red. Fantastic. Essentially this. Just in case you were wondering, yes, it is actually reflective, and this was, while not quite a big deal back in the day, it was just a standard feature, which is why sneakerheads like myself, when they don't feature that material in there, even though they look like this, we're like, bro, what the f? Because this was just normal at the time, so you were getting things taken away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? Also, look at that 12.5 logo, a little bit reminiscent of the Air Jordan 13's cat's eye. Now the toe and the medial side right here are all a synthetic nubuck. So again, nothing fancy. That's what I remember my playoff colorway being. It's like synthetic nubuck with the leather panels and stuff. It's nothing crazy. Even the textured portion right here, this material is nothing great either. It's super thin. I don't see a single fiber in there. I'm pretty sure it's just vinyl. So yeah, it's nothing fancy, nothing special, nothing at all, but it looks good. And you can see here that this interior panel obviously pays tribute to the Air Jordan 13 and its interior panel. Even the toe area, like the way that they're overlaid like that, the cut and the shape, it's so awesome, man. And much like the Jordan 12, we have the top eye stays right here, which are little like chrome pieces. They're not metal, but again, they're paying tribute to the Air Jordan 12. I think it's a dope touch. They even say Jordan on them without the Jumpman. So the originals had the Jumpman. These guys literally spell Jordan out. The tongue right here, also reminiscent of the Air Jordan 12, but they added the top overlay, like where the original would spell out 2, 3. This one spells out 2, 3 a little bit differently. So instead of it being in words, it says it in dashes or Roman numerals with the 3 as the actual number. So a little bit different, and they made it so that it was functional where they can lace underneath it, unlike the original where it was all covered up, but it was still cool. The interior collar is kind of quilted, and again, it mimics the panels of the Air Jordan 13. This is the one thing that I remember, like this whole area, like needing some break-in time for sure. But the collar is asymmetrical, meaning that it's higher on the medial side and lower on the lateral, much like the Air Jordan 13. Oh my God. Last but not least, my favorite part of the Air Jordan 12.
It's the booty. It's always the booty.
It's always the booty. And it's my favorite part of these two. It even says the same thing. Jordan, quality inspired by the greatest player ever. Now, as far as size is concerned, not that most of these are wearable. I think these ones actually are. Like when I press against them, like nothing is splitting off, so I might do it. But anyways, if you were in the market for a pair for whatever reason, they do fit true to size, so whatever you typically go with, that's exactly what I would recommend. Now, with that being said, do we have time for a question of the day?
Quickly.
Okay.
And with the parameters of ignoring looks completely, what Jordan number is the most comfortable for each of your feet? And in that number, what is your favorite colorway?
Each of our feet?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then everybody else gets to answer as
You
well.
go first so I can think about it for a second.
Okay, ignoring looks completely, I would say the Jordan 10. And I would have to just go with the Orlando because that's like the only one I ever had, and I just don't know.
You don't know anyone?
I mean,
any
like,
other colorway
I
outside
know
of
there's
that?
like a Celtics colorway because we did a video on it.
It's not Celtics.
Oh, sorry. The Seattle Supersonics.
Okay. There you go.
But yeah, so I don't know. And I know you wore the all black ones for our wedding.
I did.
So
that was a retro colorway though.
Yeah.
That was not an original.
Nowhere in there does it say it has to be original
It just
colorway.
says
Yeah.
favorite colorway or best colorway.
Yeah.
Is it best or favorite?
Favorite.
Okay. And what are we talking about? Comfort, like old man comfort, where like it can't
ooh,
hurt?
you slip these on and everything's gravy.
There's so many though that are like, because it depends on the upper or the lower. Like, is it cushion comfort or around the foot comfort?
All in one, 10s across the board.
I might lean towards what you're going with right there, because I do agree. Like the 10, even though some people think that they're like plain looking, they are dumb comfortable. It's a great basketball shoe too. I actually put it in my top retro Jordans to play in list.
Well, they remind me, even though nobody will care, they remind me of my snow boots that I wore into the ground, where they lock your feet in and nothing really wiggles around. And
that's what I mean. Like, it's so simple but so elegant. It all works. Like, there's no problems with it. You know what I mean? There's no bump in the midsole that chafes your pinky toe. There's no curvature on the back that f***s up your ankle. Like,
exactly.
There's nothing crazy. It's so simple, so understated, so elegant, and so amazing because of that. Favorite colorway? All of them? I can't pick one.
You have like less than 2 minutes. So
no,
pick
it's
one.
it's all of them. Chicago's awesome. Seattle's awesome. Orlando's awesome. What was the other one? UNC is awesome. Ooh, those are the powder blues. Those are so good. Sacramento is awesome. Those need to retro. Where they're at. Or I said that incorrectly. Where are they? I know that I'm missing some. Oh, the steels. The women's colorways were dope too. The white with the really light violet and gray. Ooh. The linens, bruh, even the shadows are great. But sound off below and let us know, in your opinion, which Air Jordan from 1 through 39 is the most comfortable, right?
Yes, most comfortable.
Straight up, most comfortable, not including looks. Close your eyes. Which one out of all of the Jordans, just 1 through 39, not including other stuff, not including this, is the most comfortable for you? And depending on what model that is, what is your favorite colorway of the shoe? In my case, all of them. I mean, you just can't pick one. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We will catch you guys in the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.